What exactly is a privacy policy? Have you actually read an app's privacy policy before clicking to accept the terms? What about reading the privacy policy for a website you visit most often? The simple first question you have to ask yourself: what does my app or website collect, store, or share of my personal data? Personal data, or personally identifiable information, can be a lot of things: a first name, a last name, an email address, a telephone number, a location, data, and many more like analytics or ads. Applications that collect personal user data must conspicuously post a privacy policy detailing clearly and completely how the application collects, uses, and shares personal data. As educators, we must also consider FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which restricts what educational records schools can share, and COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which governs what information can be gathered from online resources for children under 13. Break it down into two easy reasons. It's required by law if you collect personal information from users, and it's required by law for third-party services like Google AdWords, which is marketing stuff, or Google Analytics. So let's go ahead and take a look at 4 different platforms. Some may be widely used and some not so much. Evernote is a pretty widely used app or web service. And here I am on the website. I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Usually you're going to find the privacy in terms of policy either in the footnote down here or all the way down here at the bottom. And they have all 3 of these here. I also happen to have an account. What's unusual about Evernote is inside of the account, you can go to settings, and all the way at the bottom, you can find these same links to the terms of service and privacy policy. Inside of the privacy policy, you find a very clear definition of what information they collect and how they use their data. If you dig into the privacy policy, which I had to do to find age restrictions, what's interesting right here is, does Evernote allow children to use its services? And right here, it does not allow children under the age of 16. So as a teacher, this is something that you're going to want to consider. This may be a wonderful platform to use, and it certainly can streamline your work, but collaboration, this app or website may not be the best choice, especially if you have students under the age of 16. So for this app, I would give it a thumbs up for anybody over 16, but under 16, I would say you might choose a different app. Our next app is called Skipping Skills. It is an iPhone, iPad app that teaches you how to jump rope through these videos. To the non-discerning eye, it looks like a great app that you could use with your students to build the skills. But let's take a closer look. As we scroll down, we see what's new, the version history, which right here, that kind of tells me a little bit. It's not quite as new as it should be. Let's take a look at the version history. The last update was approximately 2 years ago. As we scroll down a little bit farther, we find the developer website and app support. Usually you're going to see privacy policy, privacy history, anything right along here. Let's go ahead and launch the developer website. When we launch this website, this is what we see. And this should be a big red flag that you would want to choose a different app. If it doesn't have a privacy policy, if you can't get into the developer website, pretty much a clear flag. So for this app, I would say thumbs down, try a different app. The next website that we're going to look at is PBS Kids. This is a website that many teachers use for games, videos, and learning. When you enter the website, it is a fun and interactive website. If we scroll down to the bottom, we find the privacy policy. We're going to go ahead and click on privacy policy. Right up at the top, PBS gives a clear definition of what their privacy policy is about, who they share or don't share with, and what information do they collect. Now notice right in the middle of the screen, they talk about what they do not collect. This is a very important piece of information because it talks about FERPA, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, and what kind of data that they collect and share. It's very clear on this particular website what they collect, what they don't collect, and what they share. This website, I would give a 2 thumbs up to use. Our last app that we're going to look at is Animatica. It is a Windows 10 an app that allows you to create videos, edit, and share. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom page to see if I can find the privacy policy. Here we go, right under About. You will see a privacy policy. Let's go ahead and click on it. When you scroll through here, you will see pretty much everything that you need to know. It doesn't give a whole lot of information, so I'm going to dig a little bit deeper, and I'm going to go into for education. And it talks about for schools and everything. If you scroll down, you'll see under here why Animatica. The data is protected, it's certified, and it does give an age limit there that anybody from 3 years old or up can use it. You don't require logins or passwords. Because the data is stored on the local PC, there are no ads. It's easy to use and very safe. It also states that it's in line with ed policies, and Microsoft has a big stake in protecting the rights of minors. So for this particular app, I would say 2 thumbs up. Go ahead and use it. Let's review. Remember that our students look to us as role models. Learning how to critically review and use a website for a resource is a vitally important skill. By using our sound judgment, we can teach our students how to think and review resources with a critically thought process. When searching for a new resource to help your students, be aware. Look at the privacy policy in terms of use. What do they collect, share, and use? If your resource does not have a privacy policy, look for a new resource. If the privacy policy and terms of use are not clearly spelled out, look for a new resource. And when in doubt, create a help request for an expert to research it more. Using your device, please use a QR code to take a short survey about privacy policies.